Ladies and gentlemen, now in today's video, we're going to be breaking down the upcoming buffs to Angela and Masacre that should be going live on Monday, but worst case scenario will be live by Wednesday if the patch does get delayed. Now, these are two characters, I must admit, that I was very surprised to hear the announcement that they were getting an upgrade, because I think there's probably about like 80 to 100 characters that I personally consider much worse than Angela and Masacre, but at the same time, I think they're really good characters that aren't like quite at the top. However, these changes to both of them are brilliant. I love the Angela changes. The Masacre changes are very, very interesting as well. I think there's a lot of good stuff between both of the characters. So Angela initially was only going to be getting a a value-only update, but actually has a fair bit more utility now. So the first thing she gets is the ability to parry projectiles, and this is really good versus Havoc and also Iron Man Infinity War. And with her armor up buff, she's always been one of the best counters to Havoc Man, so that's a really good time there. And also the second new piece of utility is every time you throw a special attack, you apply a 7-second 10% armor break for every buff that you have active on Angela. So assuming this is every single buff and not every unique buff, man, it's going to be really, really good. This should be, once you got it ramped up consistently, I think between like 5 to 7 armor breaks on the opponent, maybe even more in the right node and scenario. I'm thinking there are some crazy nodes that just give you like loads of stacks of fury, man. So if it scales with that, that could be really, really good. And also like the buffed up and aptitude node. Yeah, I'm very interested to see how it interacts with all sorts of nodes and scenarios, but I think like worst case scenario, again, it gives the character armor break to counter like Iron Man Infinity War, Red Skull, Killmonger, Emma Frost, loads of annoying tech champions. Also synergy with the brand new Cavalier node as well. Should be really, really good with it. More damage output, man. Again, I think armor break is such a nice thing to have at the moment, especially for a cosmic champion. So yeah, that's a pretty good time. Also, her fury has been raised by 10% to an 85% fury. The aptitude has gone up to 60%. The armor up has gone from 25 to 30% there. Not to mention, the awakened ability could be absolutely crazy. We're still waiting on the final numbers for this one, but the awakened ability is going to reduce auto block chance per buff on Angela, and also now lowers damage over time duration per buff as well. If this can like go up to 100% and she can become like virtually immune to all debuffs, man, might be a little bit crazy. So yeah, I'm interested to see how these two function, but the first one I think is going to be really good for getting through like Iron Man Infinity War, also Darkhawk as well, maybe potentially MODOK as well. So yeah, very curious about that. But also a Special 3 now has a 100% chance to gain an aptitude buff, increasing the potency of armor, fury, and precision buffs by 60%, lasting for 5 seconds. But this aptitude buff is instead 30 seconds if Angela already has an aptitude buff active on herself. So yeah, I think if you have the aptitude just from, hitting into the opponent, getting a crit when you're at that Special 3, then yeah, the aptitude is going to be a fair bit longer than it is previously. So bringing up Angela's abilities, man, I thought for some reason she already had an aptitude buff on the Special 3. However, she doesn't, but you can gain an aptitude buff critting the opponent when you are above 3 bars of power. So yeah, it's an additional 50% aptitude. And with this additional aptitude, the fury buff's getting buffed, also additional armor break as well. Everything should scale up really, really nicely, man. So I'm very curious to see exactly what her new numbers are going to look like, and also what potential synergies she could have with her new armor break ability in certain nodes that do exist in the game. But overall, man, there's a lot of good stuff for Angela. It seems like, again, she's getting a solid damage upgrade, and she already has some pretty good damage output, but also all of this new utility as well. So Angela is looking very promising. Now, for the second character we're going to talk about in this video, we got Masacre. So Massacre's getting a lot of really solid changes, and it looks like his Special 2 damage, man, it already hits quite hard, but it's going to be mega boosted. So I can't wait to play with Masacre, because he's already pretty good on the Domino Trinity. He has, at least in my opinion, always been the weakest link of the three, because Domino is just absolutely insane. Red Hulk is so good versus like Energy and Mystic champions, and Masacre is sometimes a little bit awkward to play gameplay. But I think a lot of these changes fix the core things that make him, very inconsistent in a lot of matches. So the first thing is his crit rate is going up to 900, so a little bit of an increase there as well. Also, if you can't incinerate the opponent, the damage is now doubled, so he's going to deal a bit more damage in those incinerate immune matches. However, I still think he's going to be at his best when you can incinerate the opponent. So his ignition charge's duration has been doubled. It's currently 10 seconds and it's being increased to 20 seconds. So currently, if you play Masacre, you'll know that in the majority of matches, man, it's sometimes really difficult to ignite the bat. So this should make it so much easier in comparison. You literally have double the window, and also the ignited state duration has been increased from 16 to 20 seconds. I think you can extend this by, I think it's 25% with the Gwenpool synergy as well, so yeah, that should be really good. Also, the disorient bonus on the special one has been changed from if incinerated to not incinerated, and also the bonus duration is increased from 100% to 200%. So if you apply the special one and the opponent doesn't have incinerate on them, it is a 36-second duration now for 50% ability accuracy reduction, which is really good. But yeah, overall, I think most of the time, if you're looking to like build up the damage and tempo, it really is just like spamming that special one until you're kind of in that range to like snipe the opponent down with like a massive special 2. But also now on his special 2, he gains 50% block penetration, and also the attack bonus has been increased by almost 200% as well. And if you played around with Masacre, man, you know he has a crazy attack bonus on that special 2. It's absolutely mad. So yeah, not only is that being increased by a ton, but also 50% block pen as well is going to make this character absolutely mental, so I'm very excited for it. And also the miss after special 2 has been raised in duration from 0.75 to 1 second, and also his signature ability has been buffed as well, so the trigger has changed from no debuffs to no incinerate. And actually this is a massive increase, because currently you only get the benefits if there are no debuffs on the opponent, and a lot of the time you either have the ability accuracy reduction or like a stun from parry or something else from another node. So yeah, this is a massive buff for the sig ability to kind of get back into that ignited state quicker. And also the sig chance crit cap has been increased from 0.3 to 0.5. So yeah, very big upgrade on the crit chance from the awakened ability. Again, I'm going to make it much easier for you to crit the opponent and get ignited, and you have double duration as well. So yeah, Masacre really does shine a lot of the time when he is in that ignited state, but it's just going to be so much easier to ignite him. You're going to have longer duration on the ignite as well for kind of maintaining your stacks, and it looks like the special 2 damage is literally going through the roof, man. So just to go through his current kit in the game and talk about what's changing. So again, the awakened ability, 2 things are changing. It now triggers when the opponent has no ignites on them instead of no debuffs, so you're going to see even more uptime when the bat is not ignited. And also the crit rating boost, I think, is going up by about 60% overall, so yeah, much higher crit chance on top of the power gain as well, which is nice. Also, when you fail to incinerate the opponent, the damage is almost doubled in comparison. So yeah, a lot more damage against incinerate immune opponents, which should be really good. Also, your charges are currently 10 seconds. They're getting up to 20 seconds. So should now be so much easier in comparison to ignite that bat by landing critical hits, hitting into the block, or hitting incinerate opponents. Also, when you hit 10 ignition charges as well, all of these charges are consumed and you ignite the bat. Currently for 16 seconds, this should be going up to 20, and I think it's the Gwenpool synergy that extends it even further there, which is awesome. One thing I actually totally forgot about Masacre is you can also gain power when striking into the opponent's block if you're ignited as well. So yeah, that's really good, man. And also via the special one, you also do place a disorient on the opponent, and that's one of the newer abilities that does scale with the skill Cavalier node. So having like a 36-second duration on that if the opponent isn't ignited at the start of the fight is really interesting. And also it does reduce block proficiency by 50% as well. So I think before getting the bat ignited, you might want to special 1 to get this for 36 seconds, and then ignite the bat, get to your special 2, and then you incinerate the opponent as well. That reduces block proficiency by an additional 50%, and then I'm not too sure if the new like 50% block pen on the special 2 is also going to scale up that damage even more. But yeah, I'm a little bit interested to test them out. Again, I think the damage is going to be absolutely nuts. And even looking on like the 5-star rank 3 here, you can see on the special 2 it's like an 11,000 attack bonus currently, so it's going to be like 200% more in comparison, probably on the 5-star rank 3 going up to like 14,000 attack bonus. It's going to be nuts, bro. And again, additional block penetration damage on top of that. So yeah, the special 2 is going to hit like a goddamn truck. And also, if you strike into the block, it gives you a now a slightly longer window where the opponent is going to miss you as well, so a bit more of a safety net on Massacre. But yeah, overall, the changes are looking good. So yeah, really excited for some of the Massacre improvements. But overall, both of the adjustments to both Massacre and Angela are looking really promising. I will say, out of the characters, man, I do kind of have hopes that Angela might be the best of the 4 next month, but also there's some interesting stuff with Civil Warrior. His max damage potential looks pretty damn nutty. And also when it comes to Hood rework is very interesting. We'll talk about it in the next video. But yeah, Hood's a bit controversial because they're adding some stuff to him, giving him a lot more damage output by the look of it, but also taking away and adjusting some existing mechanics. So yeah, some people haven't been too happy with the Hood changes announced so far. But let me know in the comments section below your thoughts on the changes to Angela and Massacre, and which one of the 2 are you most excited for. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed today's breakdown, please do smash that like button. That'd be greatly appreciated. Aside from that, thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day.